Students, in this video lecture we will be learning learning about bulbs connected in series and as well as parallel, and few applications based on bulbs in series and parallel. So we have three bulbs. All the three are alternatively connected such that one terminal is connected to positive and the other terminal is connected to negative. It remembers that these bulbs are connected in series. These are in series combination. These bulbs are connected in series. When bulbs are connected in series, remember that current remains same through all the bulbs. Current remains same through all the bulbs. Therefore, power P is equal to I square R equivalent. You can take this as equation number 1. So power is directly proportional to square of the current which is passing through the circuit, and voltage gets divided among bulbs. Now in this case all the three bulbs are connected in series. They have specifications. What does these specifications mean? Specifications of bulbs. See, this is, let me consider this as first bulb, this is considered as second bulb, and this one as third. We have three bulbs which are connected over here. And the first bulb, it is given 10 watt and the voltage is 100 volt. And in the second one, it is given 60 watt and it is given 10 volt. And then 60 watt, 10 volt. Whatever the wattage, power and voltage marked on the bulb are operating power and operating voltage. Operating power and operating voltage. So what does operating power and operating voltage mean? See, we are taking a bulb, like this is a bulb, it has 100 volt and it is 10 watt power consumed. P is equal to 10 watt and V is equal to 100 volt. These are operating specifications. That means when you are supplying a voltage of 100 volt to this bulb, it is consuming 10 watt. Therefore, resistance of the bulb is equal to V square divided by P. V square is 100 into 100 divided by power is equal to 10. This and this gets cancelled. So resistance of the bulb is equal to 1000 ohm. This is constant. For a given bulb, resistance of the bulb will be constant, and whatever the P value and V value, P and V can change depending on supplied voltage. Depending on supplied voltage. So what does it mean? See here, when we are dealing with first bulb, the voltage which you are providing is 100 volt, and for the 100 volt power consumed is 10 watt. Suppose if the voltage is being increased to 200 volt, if suppose V is equal to 200 volt, then what does P written as? P is equal to V square divided by R. V square is equal to 200 into 200 divided by resistance is 1000. These 3 zeros and this zeros gets cancelled. 2 2's 4, 40 watt. So that means at 200 volt power consumed is equal to 40 watt. So for a given bulb, resistance of the bulb will be remained constant, but the specifications which are mentioned on the bulb, the operating voltage and always as well as operating power, that is only for operating voltage which is given at 100 volt. But always the supplied voltage may not be same exactly as operating voltage. Voltage fluctuations may take place. Therefore, if you are connecting a voltage of 200 for the same bulb, the power consumed will be 40 watt. P is changed and as well as V is changed, but R is not changed. So operating voltage is different, supplied voltage is different. Operating voltage is that voltage where bulb should be operated. Supplied voltage is that when you are connecting that bulb in the circuit, whatever the battery is provided to that circuit, that battery becomes, the voltage of the battery becomes supplied voltage. So remember that V supplied may be equal or not. V supplied may be equal
as this
or
is
not equal
question is a weak
to
jumble
operating voltage.
Easy question. Question is an easy.
If the operating voltage and supplied voltage is same, then the power whatever is written on the specification, same power will be consumed. But always it may not be the same. It may be different also. Sometimes it will be less, sometimes it may be more. Therefore, V supplied may be equal or not equal to that of operating voltage. Based on that, power will be consumed. Based on that power, these bulbs will have different brightness. So the bulb which has greater resistance will have greater brightness. Remember. So therefore, brightness depends on power consumed. Brightness depends on power consumed, and in general, brightness is directly proportional to resistance of that particular bulb. So brightness directly proportional to resistance of the bulb in series. This is only in series combination. Remember that. In parallel combination, it is inversely proportional. Okay. So this is very important note you should remember. When bulbs are connected in series, the bulb which has greater resistance will glow more brightly. And here resistance R1, you can calculate it as 100 into 100 divided by 10 gives you 1000. R2 is equal to 10 into 10 divided by 60. This is 2 5s 10, 2 3 6, which is 3 1s 3. Remained is 2 1.66 ohm. R3 is also equal to 1.66 ohm. Therefore, as R1 is having more resistance out of all the three bulbs, this one glows more brightly. You could see in the figure also. Clear? So different bulbs connected in series will glow more brightly based on its resistance. Coming to bulbs connected in parallel, we have three bulbs which is of same wattage: 60 watt, 60 watt, 60 watt. Positive of battery and negative of the battery of all the bulbs are connected. The terminals of the bulbs are connected between same positive and negative. Therefore, voltage which is provided is 120 volt. Voltage across the first bulb it is 120 volt. Across the second bulb it is 120 volt. Across the third bulb it is 120 volt. Therefore, here bulbs when connected in parallel, voltage is same for all the bulbs, but current is divided. Current is divided. Now, how does current gets divided? So you are connecting this two ends to 120 volt battery. As a result, there will be some current I passing through. Same current comes here, and I1 current flow into this, I2 current flow into this, I3 current flow into this. I1, I2, I3 are the three currents which are passing over here. Therefore, I can write I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Clearly, voltage supplied for all the bulbs is the same, and the power consumed for all the bulbs is same. P1 is equal to P2 is equal to P3, which is equal to 60 watt given. And voltage across the first one, voltage across the second one, voltage across the third one, it is 120 volt. This is also given. As voltage and power is the same, I can write resistance R1 is equal to V1 square divided by P1. R2 is equal to V2 square divided by P2. R3 is equal to V3 square divided by P3. This is what we have already learned. As V and P values are same for all the three, R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3. This is 120 into 120 divided by 60. 0, 0 gets cancelled. 6 2s 12, 12 2s 24, 240 ohm. So R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3, that is equal to 240 ohm. As all the resistance are equal, you can clearly understand that as all bulbs have same resistance, they glow with equal brightness. They glow with equal brightness. All the bulbs will have same brightness because they are connected with same voltage and their power consumed is also same. If at all, if the bulbs have different resistance in parallel, the bulb which has less resistance glow more brightly. So remember this, in parallel combination, the bulb which has less resistance will glow more brightly than that of the other. It is exactly opposite to that of series combination. In series combination, the one which has greater resistance will have more brightness, and in this case the bulb which has less resistance will be glowing more brightly. Exactly opposite. It is because if the resistance is less, more current will be flowing through the circuit. If more is the current flow, then power increases. So that is the reason why in parallel combination, the bulb which has less resistance will glow more brightly. Parallel combination is safer than that of series combination. Generally, this kind of bulbs which are connected in parallel, this is for household supply. In our home, we will be connecting the bulbs, fans, etc. are connected in parallel in our home. Because in the parallel combination, if one switch is off and the remaining switches are on, then only the one which is whose switch is off, that bulb will be off and remaining bulbs will be glowing. Therefore, parallel combination is advantageous. Which bulb we want, we can switch on that. In series combination, you cannot do that. If you are switching off one bulb, as all of them are connected in series. As all of them are connected in series, if one bulb is broken, all the bulbs will be broken. Therefore, series combination is not used for household supply. Series combination is only used for decoration purpose. Only for decoration we will be using series combination, and in all other cases we will be using parallel combination. In series combination, in case of decoration, all the bulbs will be glowing with same brightness because their specifications are same. In parallel combination, based on the wattage and based on the supplied voltage, you will have different brightness depending on the supplied voltage and its resistance. That's about parallel combination of the bulb. Students, we have one question displayed on the screen. Observe the circuit and answer the following questions. We have voltage VB and these are the resistors which are connected over there. First resistor, second one, third one and fourth one. 4 resistors are connected over here. You want to now answer one by one. First question, you can check it here. Are resistors 3 and 4 in series? Are those resistors 3 and 4, they are connected in series or not? This is third one and this is fourth one. 3 and 4 are connected in series. Obviously, you can tell that. So answer for the first one is yes. Now come to the second one. Is a battery in series with any resistor? This is battery VB. And from this battery, current is flowing and it is passing through this resistor. Same current will be passing through this resistor and as well as battery. Therefore, resistor 1 is in series with the battery. Second one is also completed. Now coming to the third one, what is the potential drop across the resistor 3? You want to find out what is the voltage drop across this resistor, third one. Across this resistor, what is the voltage drop? V3 is equal to how much? You want to find out that. For that, what I'll do, I'll just mark this point as P and this point as Q. Okay. So remember here, coming to the third question, VPQ is equal to 14 volt. This is given in the question. From P to Q, it is given as 14 volt. From P to Q, right? V3 and V4 are in parallel with VPQ. See here, this V3 and V4 both are connected in parallel with PQ. Check it up. This is P and this is Q. From here you have 2 resistors. Therefore, voltage VPQ should be equal to voltage V3 and voltage V4. Because from P to Q, whatever the voltage is there, same voltage should be divided among this V3 and V4 because V3 and V4 are connected in series. Therefore, VPQ is equal to V3 plus V4. Now I want to find out V3. V3 is equal to VPQ minus V4. V3 is equal to VPQ is already 14 volt minus V4 is equal to 8 volt. V3 is equal to 8 volt. No, 6 volt. This is V3. So third one, voltage across the third resistor is 6 volt. Next, coming to the fourth question, what is the total EMF in the circuit if the potential drop across the resistor 1 is a 6 volt? Okay, so now coming to the fourth one, potential drop across the first V1 is equal to 6 volt and V2 is equal to 14 volt. V1 and V2 are connected to battery VB. Is it not? This is V1 and this is V2. Both are connected to VB. This is VB and it is V1 and it is V2. Obviously, voltage through battery will be equal to sum of V1 and V2. Therefore, VB is equal to V1 is given as a 6 volt. V2 is given as 14 volt. 14 plus 6 it is 20 volt. Therefore, voltage of the battery is equal to 20 volt. A house has 3 tube lights, 2 fans and a television. 3 tube lights, 2 fans and 1 television. Each tube light draw 40 watt. Power of tube light is given as 40 watt and power of fan is equal to 80 watt and power of television is equal to 60 watt. On the average, all the tube lights are kept for 5 hours. So on the average, tube lights are kept for 5 hours and the 2 fans for 12 hours and the television for 5 hours every day. So every day these are operated. Tube lights are operated for 5 hours, fans are operated for 12 hours and television is operated for 5 hours. Find the cost of electrical energy used in 30 days at a rate of 3 per kilowatt hour. For 1 kilowatt hour, 3 rupees is charged. If it is that, what is the total energy consumed and what is cost of that electricity bill? You want to find out. Now first, you should calculate energy consumed by bulbs. Energy consumed by the bulbs is equal to power into time taken, because power is work done by time. Therefore, energy is equal to P into T, and this P is equal to how much is power consumed? Power consumed by the bulbs, that is all the tube lights are kept on for 5 hours. Power of each tube light is 40 watt into these are kept for 5 hours and all the tube lights, how many tube lights are there? 3 tube lights are there. So therefore it is 3 into 40 watt into 5 hours. This is equal to 5 4 20 20 through 360. 600 watt hour is the energy consumed by the bulbs. And next, energy consumed by fans. Energy consumed by the fans is equal to power into time taken. How many fans are there? 2 fans are there. Each fan has 80 watt power and they are operated for 12 hours a day. This is equal to 2 8 16 2 6 12, 2 ones are 2 plus 1 3, 1 6 6, 2 6 plus 3 9, 192, 1920 watt hour. This is energy consumed by the fans, and the last is energy consumed by the TV. Is equal to power into time taken. That is, power of the TV is a 60 watt. There is only one TV, so it is 1 into 60 watt, and it is used for 5 hours. This is equal to 5 6 30, 300 watt hour. So I can now write total energy consumed. In a day is equal to 600 watt hour plus 1920 watt hour plus 300 watt hour. This is 900 watt hour plus 1920 watt hour. This gives you 0, and this is 2, 9918, and the remainder is 2, 2820 watt hour. This is for a day. For 1 month, energy consumed will be equal to 2820 watt hour into 30 days. For 1 day, it is this much amount of energy consumed, and for 30 days you should multiply it with 30. So this gives you 2820 into 3, 300, and 326, 3 8s 24, 326 7 8, and one more 0 watt hour. Okay, now I want to convert it into kilo. So therefore, kilo divided by kilo. Kilo is 10 power 3. So 10 power 3 goes to numerator. It is 84600 into 10 power minus 3 kilo watt hour. This is 84.600 kilowatt hour. This is number of units. This is the total number of units which are consumed in the home. Now I want to find out complete electricity bill. In order to find out electricity bill, you should multiply this with 1 unit. Cost is 3 rupees. How many units are consumed? 84.600. So total cost is equal to 84.600 into 3 rupees gives you total amount of electricity bill consumed in that